everyone. Welcome to Meet an Entrepreneur. My name is Deborah. I will be your host on this show. And today I have a very special guest here. Her name is Angela. I will let her tell us who she is.
I'm Angela Coleman. I am a realtor on Team Locale of Nebraska Realty.
Thank you. Welcome to the show.
Yes, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. So, Angela, tell me, you are a realtor?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about your background.
So my background, before real estate, I worked for a travel agency from home.
Yeah.
So after we moved back to Nebraska about 3 years ago, I decided that I need to do something for myself. And that's when I got into real estate. I've always kind of wanted to do it out of high school. But I had a basketball scholarship, so I just went to go play basketball. And then so when I came back after having my second kid, I was like, I need to do something that I actually like. So I love it so far. It gives me flexibility and I really like it. So
that's very neat. So how long have you been in the business?
Almost 3 years in the
Almost
business.
3 years.
Yep. So
Oh,
almost
wow.
3 years. And it's been an adventure. So I talk to people that have been in the business for like 20 years and they say no transaction is ever the same. And they didn't lie.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's kind of the like fun part of it is it's never the same. So always an adventure.
Interesting. So tell me, with the COVID-19 outbreak, is there anything different about how business has been done till the outbreak?
So at first, the first couple weeks, everyone the fear took over, like everyone in the whole country pretty much. And then after that, I feel like business went back to normal, but different. So we just had to take different precautions. So if you had a listing, we had a lot of places had hand sanitizer at the front. They asked you to wear gloves and a mask. But ultimately, the market it's still been a pretty good market. So some buyers can get better deals now, but I honestly, every offer that I put in since the COVID-19 started has been multiple offers until yesterday, which was not. So, and I put in a lot of offers, so it's still a good market out there to buy and sell, really. So,
So tell me, for a buyer, someone that is wanting to buy a house right now, what will be some of the advice that you'll give that person?
Some of the advice would be, first of all, contact your favorite realtor, Angela.
I like that.
Step number one. But I partner with some different lenders that can kind of help their finances because that's really the most important part. If you can't get financing for the house, you can't buy a house. So that's the most important part. You need W-2s, month worth of bank stubs, and pay stubs and bank statements. And then once we get in contact with the lender, they kind of let you know what you're approved for and can get your interest rate and all that.
What is the interest rate like? I know it's case by case or whatever, but
yes, right now it's really low. It is case by case, so it depends on your debt to income ratio and your credit score ultimately. But I have lenders that can go down to 580.
Okay.
So your credit score doesn't need to be perfect, but the higher your credit score, the better interest rate. So, but now is still, interest rates are pretty low, especially for conventional.
That's amazing. So tell me about the NIFA.
So the NIFA is for first-time home buyers, and it actually helps you get into a home, and they'll pay up to 5% of your closing costs. So if you don't have the down payment up front, that's kind of like another option. So for example, if you bought a house for $100,000, they give you like $5,000 towards closing costs, which is huge because I know a lot of people think that they need 20% down, and that's like not the case. You really can get in the house with 3 to 5% down. So
the NIFA is what's the qualification or the requirement?
The requirements for that is you need a 640 credit score, and then just 2 years worth of W-2s. the bank statements and the pay stubs, and then we can kind of go from there. I think it's a little higher now, as far as the interest rate on NIFA, just because of the COVID.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, buying is always better than renting because you get equity out of it. So, and then how it kind of works is that 2% of the goes on as a second mortgage at a 1% rate. So you're not going to be able to find an interest rate on anything at 1%. So it's a good deal if you want to buy a home and don't necessarily have the money up front.
And my understanding is that it's for first-time buyers?
Yes, first-time home buyers. And a first-time home buyer is technically someone who hasn't had their name on a deed for 3 years. Okay. So if you bought 5 years, or if you sold your house 5 years ago, then you're technically a first-time home buyer. So a lot of people don't know that either, which is nice because it opens up the market for a lot of people.
It is. So what are some of the best practices that you can give someone wanting to do the business?
Some of the best practices would be consistency and waking up early. I feel like when I wake up early, you just have like so much more that you're able to do throughout the day, which is kind of hard. It was hard for me going from an employee to self-employed because no one was making me wake up. So you got to be like motivated, which I was. So it works perfectly for me. So I still wake up in the morning, and consistency. A lot of people just don't put in the effort. So that's why it's a pretty high percentage, but 80% of realtors fall out after the first 2 years. And most of it is because of consistency and put in the work. A lot of people don't want to do it.
And I also know that you don't just do the real estate business, but you are into insurance as well. And that's an added value to your customers. Can you please dive in a little bit?
Yep. So on top of real estate, I also do property and casualty insurance and also life insurance. And I could do health too. So I kind of do it all. It is an added bonus. I'm independent, so I can actually search for them. I have like 6 different companies that I could book through. And then even if I don't make them feel like they have to go with me. So even if they don't use me, I still explain to them the coverage. Like I've noticed a lot of insurance people, they don't even know what they got. I'm like, oh, your insurance agent didn't explain this? And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, you should ask for this and this and this.
Right.
So then it's kind of an added bonus since I know what I'm talking about. And then it also, it makes me more trustworthy, which is good.
I know I really like the educational part of it.
Yeah.
It's very key. It's important, especially dealing with people that don't know what the coverage is.
Right.
Yeah, it's very, and that shows that you care about the people.
Yeah. Well, yes, ultimately, it's kind of important. It's kind of very important. I always say that insurance is a complete waste of money until you need it. So you should always have it.
Exactly. And when it comes to my background, I'm originally from Africa. You know, life insurance and insurance in general, it wasn't big. It wasn't something that we were used to. It was foreign to us. So I really like the educational approach, educating the customer, the client. That way they know why it's very important and they know about the options.
Yes, I try to do that also because a lot of them don't even know the difference from one or the other. So I try to just teach them because you don't know what you don't know until you know.
Okay, so you are also part of a team.
Yes.
Okay, can you please tell me about the team?
Yep, it's Team Locale at Nebraska Realty. There's 4. I like that it's all women.
Ooh.
So I know, right? So there's 5 of us total on the team. And we just we work great together. If one of us is busy, then, because we all have, for me, I have 2 kids, so I can't always jump up and go. I try to as much as I can, but sometimes it's just not possible. So it's nice having a team that is there. They help me market. They help me, anything that I need. answer the phone when I have a question. So being a team has been very helpful.
That's amazing. Do you
Yes.
want to give a shout out to anyone?
To anyone, shout out to Team Locale and Anchor Insurance. My parents.
Great.
No, but really, my parents are super helpful. There's no way I would have been able to study for the test, and my husband study for the test, and my husband works full time too. So study for the test, and then pass it, and then work all these hours, and without them, I wouldn't be able to do most of what I do. So thank you guys.
That's amazing. So one or two more questions, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
How do you get your customers?
How do I get my customers? Pretty much, I just go out there and talk. You know, secret agents don't get found. So that is like the one thing that everyone kept saying to me. So it kind of takes a while to put yourself out there because you don't want to be salesy, but at the same time, if they don't know you sell real estate, then they won't use you. So I just go out there and market to everyone that I do know, and referrals. So that's a big way that I get money. I just try to get referrals, and if I do a good job for them, I mean, I'm going to do it for your referral. So that has been huge as well.
That's the secret sauce. Referral, do a good job, and then you get referrals.
Yes, and you get more, and they're free. So I've never done, like, some people pay for Zillow leads or different kind of leads, and I've never done that. So all of my business is authentic, and
that means you're good. You're good at what you're doing.
Yes, I try to be.
Also, so this period, this time, like the few past weeks, networking hasn't been a thing.
I know. So I've had a lot of extra time.
Yeah. So I mean, you need to put yourself in front of the people to get them to get a business. Now that everything is online and digital, can you tell me, like, what have been some of the changes that you've made in order to keep going with the business?
So I've tried to post on social media more, and my team helps with that, so that's nice. And then just reaching out to who I do know, just really to check on them, because I mean, this is like a huge pandemic. A lot of people have a lot of fear going on, so just saying, hey, how are you? Because being in your house for a month can kind of make you go crazy. So just yeah. So ultimately, just trying to reach out to people, and I've picked up several clients in the past since the beginning of March just from doing that. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Any last tips, any last comment that you would like to add?
No, I don't think so. Stay healthy. There's been a lot of people outside, which is good because it hasn't been like that since I don't know how long. So stay healthy and reach out to me if you need help with a home or insurance.
So how do we get in touch with you? Do you have a website, email address, phone number that would like to give out?
Yes. So on Facebook or Instagram, at Your Realtor Ange is my name on there, and then or my cell phone.
Okay.
So 531-205-6556. You can reach me direct on there.
Well, thank you so much for watching. I haven't seen any questions so far. I see people getting on back, and but I am not able to really see the comment. I don't know if there is any questions, but if you're watching this in replay, please leave us your comments, questions, and we'll make sure we get back to you on that. And if you did already have questions there, because I can see the questions right now, we'll make sure to get back to you on the questions and follow up. Well, thank you so much for being on the show, Angela.
Yes, thank you for having me. It was fun. Yes.
Thank you for watching. This was Meet an Entrepreneur with Deborah Dogba, your host. Bye-bye. Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Yes. See ya.